Hi folks, welcome to today's Bobcast. My name is Bob Benny, a certified financial planner here with Bob Benny Wealth Management.
I'm Jessie Thompson.
Also a CFP with Bob Benny Wealth Management, and my daughter. Anyway, today's Bobcast, the topic is titled Protect Your Money, How to Spot Financial Scams Like a Pro. We're going to have this topic, we've had a number of clients either get scammed or be attempted to get scammed in the last year or two, and it's getting more prevalent, and so we thought we better just touch on this.
Yeah, and these scammers are getting more sophisticated at what they do. For example, here in Lincoln, there was a scam text that went out that said it was from the DMV here a few months ago that went to like thousands and thousands of people. I talked to a ton of people I know got this text message, and it said it was from the DMV and that you needed to click on a link and you owed some money and all this stuff, and it turned out it was just a scam, and who knows how many people fell for it. But
right.
There's all kinds of things out there, and so we just kind of wanted to, as a refresher, go through some different ways to spot red flags of whether to know something is a scam or not and how to protect yourself.
So there's two main avenues that the scammers try to communicate with you, either through your computer or your phone computer, that we all have, or by phone, or by phone, either by a phone call or by something online, and we just need to be on our guard. So, as far as the computer online, you need to use antivirus software on your computer and on your phone and know what kind you have. Many of these scammers pretend to be an antivirus service and say that you need to pay for an update or that you have a security breach and to contact them. Don't. If you get an email that you aren't expecting that has any kind of link that wants you to click a link inside it, do not click links. Look at what the actual email address is, not just who they say they are in the message. Red flags would be suspicious verbiage or a suspicious email address that aren't official. I get scam emails almost every day, and I have to look them over. And even today, I got one that I can't remember what it was. It was about Microsoft.
Yeah,
it was from Microsoft.
But it was a spoof address making it look like it was from Microsoft, but it wasn't an actual Microsoft address. And these scammers will do this a lot. Or they'll spoof an actual person that you know's email address, but they'll just change a couple of things in the email address. They'll put a period somewhere that it normally isn't, or they'll change a couple of letters. And if you don't actually double check, if it seems like a weird email and you don't actually double check what the actual email address is that it's coming from, it could be a scam, and that's something to always look at.
It's almost like the way I'm thinking about it now. If I get an email that tells me to click a link, that's a red flag. I'm not going to click the link. They can call me and tell me to click the link, whatever, because that's where they can get access to your computer by you just clicking a link. Mm-hmm. Regardless of the scam that they have going on, they can suck all the information out of your computer if they have it set up right and you click a link.
Mm-hmm. So, another thing regarding online scams is do not open emails or reply to social media messages from senders that you do not know. If you don't know somebody and they're messaging you, they don't really need anything from you, and a lot of times it might be a scam. And a big thing is social media. So a big way that these scammers are approaching people now is not just like emails, it's also social media. So another way to protect yourself is don't add people on social media that you don't know as friends or whatever, and don't reply to messages from people that you don't know on social media too.
Scammers are not your friends, Jessie.
No. Another thing is this is kind of a side note, but kind of another security thing to think about and to remind you of is a lot of times when people go on trips, they'll post like pictures of their trip on social media while they're gone. This is something that we've had officers from LPD come in and kind of talk about different like security things of how to protect yourself online and things like that. And this is a definite no-no of a thing not to do. So if you're on a vacation and you're having a great time and you want to post pictures of it, wait till you get home, because otherwise people know that you're out of town and that nobody's at your house.
Right.
So let's move on and talk about some different ways that these scammers try to get people through the phone now.
Yeah, through the phone. We're talking about here calling you on the phone. And we've had these things happen to people. It's awful. They get a phone call that from a number they don't know, they answer it. You know, the person starts coming up with some semi-believable story, and, you know, sometimes people, it's just awful. So my advice, our advice to you is don't answer phone calls from numbers you don't know. I don't even answer them. If the person's name isn't in my phone, if I haven't saved their name in my phone, and they call and a call comes up and it's just a call from a number, I don't answer it. I just, you know, block it or whatever you call it. I just hit the red button. and if it's somebody that does know me, I just don't have their name in the phone number, or in my phone, they're gonna leave a message. And when they leave a message, I find it's, you know, John Smith, and I didn't have his name in my phone, and he wants me to call him back, then I'll put his name in my phone and I'll call him back. But my policy is if it's just a phone number, I don't answer it. I let them leave me a voicemail. Another is don't respond or click links in text messages from senders that you don't know. It's these clicking things. Clicking on things is where you get yourself into trouble most often on text messages and on emails.
And a lot of times these phone calls or these text messages or emails or whatever will be something that sounds really urgent, or it'll be something that sounds like it's from someone official. I had one last year that almost even got me, that was from the, who was it from? It wasn't the police department. It was from the...
some police charity or something, or the association?
It was from the county, I can't think of him.
Well, maybe she'll think of it.
Anyway.
We'll talk to you about it in our next Bobcast next week.
But if it sounds like it's from like an official entity, or if it says it's from the IRS or anything, guess what? All of those places, if it's really important, they're gonna send you like an important letter that you'll know that it's important, that you won't just throw in the trash. Yeah. So that's one thing. The other thing to do is if they leave you a message and they say, we're calling from the DMV, or we're calling from the police department, or we're calling from the county court, or whatever, don't respond and call the number that they called from, or the number that they tell you to call. If you really want to double check and see if it's real, look up that actual phone number for whatever place it is, and call them and say, hey, I got a phone call saying this, 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 and this, and they'll be able to tell you whether they do things like that or not, because most likely, they do not. So that's another thing. And
this doesn't just occur with elderly people. I mean, like me, when I was younger than Jesse, I had a scam phone call when I was maybe 23 years old. That's a long time ago, 40 years ago. And they said I won a prize from a drawing of credit card holders, of Visa card holders, and I won some kind of Hawaii trip or something. And they said we had a drawing we drew your name from a list of Visa card holders, and all we got to do to confirm you is if you just confirm your card number to us, and had me read the card number to them over the phone, which I stupidly did, and quickly figured out as soon as I hung up the phone that wasn't a smart thing to do, and I called up Visa, and they were already charging my Visa card, within minutes. And so anyway, just remember, any of this stuff, if it sounds too good to be true when they call you on the phone, it probably is. If it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. And urgency, if they have an urgent thing, you need to do this right now, that should set off a red flag in your brain and say, no, nothing's that urgent. Mm-hmm. This stuff is not that urgent. Nothing's an emergency. Actually, generally in life, things that appear to be emergencies aren't really emergencies often. But, and then we have some final advice.
Yeah, and one other quick thing that I want to mention is with AI, these scammers are getting even more sophisticated and will continue to be. And they can copy people's voices with AI and call and pretend to be other people. So it's just really important to stay vigilant. And some things that you can do is if something is suspicious or you're not really sure about something, before you move forward, before you do literally anything, you need to call somebody else you trust and explain it to them. Because sometimes when you're on the phone with somebody, you can think, oh wow, like they can really convince you. But then when you talk to somebody else, or even as you're telling somebody else, the wheels might start to turn like, wait a second.
That doesn't make sense.
That doesn't make sense. And then your trusted person. So a lot of times it might be like a son or a daughter that you can run these things by. If you need to call us, we've had clients that have called us to run this stuff by us that we have saved from getting scammed from these types of things. And so just stop before you do anything or make any decisions when you receive any kind of suspicious phone call or any of these things, and talk to somebody else. Another thing that you can do that we suggest that everybody does is you can monitor your credit for free with any of the 3 credit bureaus. So Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion. You can sign up for free with any of those places, and if anybody like swipes your identity, if anybody tries to open up an account in your name or use your social security number to do something, then you can get like an alert saying that happened. So you can kind of, especially if you've ever gotten scammed before, this is something that you definitely want to have because they probably still have your information.
So anyway, we just thank you for listening to today's Bobcast. Hope that it's of help to you, and hope you have a blessed day.